Hello everybody, we're doing something a little bit different today. I've recently sorted and alphabetized all my pulp novels. I mean, here, let's show you guys. Look, you can see them all up there, and a stack there that I don't have a shelf for, about 600 pulp novels, which is just stupid and ridiculous. But I've recently gone through, sorted them all, alphabetized, and discovered that I have a couple duplicates. Now, you guys know if you've watched my videos that, like, I sometimes get a little impulsive. I've bought some big lots. Sometimes when I see that dollar rack restocked, I go a little crazy, and I always forget my list. As a result, I have 15 duplicates, which is embarrassing to be sure, but hey, one man's stupidity is another man's treasure, am I right? Now, I consider taking these in for like in-store credit at some bookstore or just selling them online myself, but to be honest, my first inclination was to share them. I mean, that's why, that was the whole point of these cheaply made pulp novels. That's why every other one has somebody's name and address scribbled in there. These were meant to be shared. So to thank you guys for all your support, your viewership, your encouragement that I've received, I mean, it's been overwhelming. I'm going to be giving away this stack of books right here. While I show you what's in here, I'll kind of just be talking about the channel a bit and a little bit about myself too. And then at the very end of this video, we'll go over the rules for the giveaway. Sound good? Alright, my name is Jake, for those of you who are new to the channel or if you haven't met me yet. And for about 20 years I worked at a good job, a steady job, but a dead-end job. And through certain life events that transpired over the last year, this is really cool, isn't it? Through certain life events that transpired over the last year, I came to the realization that I had been depressed, and not just like a little bit depressed, but severely depressed, almost cripplingly depressed for the better part of a decade. And so you can imagine what a revelation that would have been. So instead of continuing down that path, I decided to change my life with the help of friends and family. I decided to make a change for the better. And so I started taking care of myself. I know in the videos I always joke about my size, but I've actually lost 50 pounds, 2 shirt sizes, 2 pant sizes, and I'm still leaking weight, so hopefully you'll see a lot less of me soon. But that was the first thing I did. I'd quit my job of nearly 20 years, and we had moved our whole family 2,000 miles away to a state where we could actually see the sun more than a month or two out of the year. And luckily we had been, fortunately we had been set up financially so that I didn't have to work. And so I was confronted for the first time in my life, what do I actually want to do? And when I was a young man, my passion was writing. I would write every single day. I've written 10 books, none of them published because they're not, they're not good. But that was my passion, was to write. And for over the last 10 years, because of the brain fog that depression causes, I hardly wrote anything. I mean, creativity is one of the first things that depression steals. And so we moved to Texas. I focused on healing and pursuing physical and mental health, and I started to write again. So as the depression lifted, my mind came to a place of health, that brain fog evaporated. Something crazy happened. My writing was actually really good, which is wild because I sound and act like a doofus most of the time, but you can only write so much during the day, and I felt like I needed something else to do with my time. I could have got a part-time job, I could have done those things, but what I really enjoyed doing was reading these old sci-fi novels that I was doing, and I really wanted to talk about them. And that's kind of what birthed the idea for Pulp Mortem. In the vein of complete honesty, I really struggled with the idea for a bit because I'm not an authority on science fiction. I'm not an authority on writing. I'm not really an authority on anything. And I didn't want to, present myself as an expert because I clearly wasn't. I mean, there are so many good booktuber channels where these people are experts, and I love them, but I'm like, that's just not me. So then I had the thought, well, why don't I just remove this burden of expectation off of me and just review these authentically? Not as an expert, but with curiosity and kind of a childlike wonder, which I had towards these fun old stories. So that just made sense to me. And so instead of reviewing new books that everyone is reading, I said, I'm going to seek out these old books that it seems like no one is reading. It was a deliberate move because, let's be honest, I would probably get a lot more views if I just talked about the latest Saruman book. And I'd probably be a lot more successful because I stand out in BookTube and in Book Talk. I stand out in that community with my style, with my humor, with my personality. I think that, that was a deliberate move that I'm not going to go into this direction where I possibly could get more successful, but rather do what I would rather do. Does that make sense? Because it's clear that many booktubers and social media personalities in general are just like they're building their self. They're promoting themselves. Their brand is what they're building. And I'm not hating on that. I'm not throwing any shade. If that's what you're doing, grind and do that. Build your brand. But for me, I couldn't care less about my image. I mean, have you seen my videos? Have you seen my thumbnails? There's nothing flattering about a single one of them. But what I really want to do is shine a light, as big or as small as that is, on these great forgotten books and forgotten authors of the past. I mean, due to the oversaturation of the pulp market, many incredible books and incredible authors have fallen through the cracks. They've been forgotten. They've been lost in time. So I decided that even though it's going to be way more work, I wanted to make these videos fun. I want to make them entertaining. That way people that don't even read or read very little can still enjoy them. And maybe they find themselves cracking open an old book from time to time. So I thought if I can read fun books, have fun making silly but informative videos, and actually maybe possibly cause a tiny bit of good at the same time, man, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? But mentally, I was prepared to go years without views, traction, feedback, anything, because I knew that to start a YouTube channel, it is a grind, right? It's definitely a grind. You have to just keep going. I've seen some become a YouTuber educational videos that they say, your focus is to just make 100 videos. And don't even look at your numbers because you might not get a single view. But eventually, over time, you'll be able to build this audience. I knew that I'd have some of my friends watching. I knew my dad would watch. I knew my brother would watch. I knew my friend Dave would watch. And he actually is a very talented musician. He made the intro to all the Pulp Mortem videos. It's actually a really funny song. I'll include that in the link. I probably should have been doing that all along. Shows you what a horrible friend I am. But give it a watch. It's odd and it's hilarious and it has to do with COVID. But all that to say, I was ready to have 5 to 10 views for a while, just because of friends and family, and then that would taper off. And then I was mentally prepared to just grind for years. Do it for me, enjoy it, and just grind. And the very first video dropped, and I was shocked to find that dozens of people had watched it, which is wild because I wasn't even embedding any like hashtags or anything. It just dozens of people watched it, and encouragement and support came flooding in day one. I was literally blown away, and now like nothing has gone viral, and it probably won't. I probably won't go viral because this market that I'm in is a niche of a niche of a niche of a niche, you know what I'm saying? But I've been blessed with steady growth ever since that first video, back when I used to use that horrible elevator music that everybody hated. I was blown away to realize that as much as I was excited about these books, the passion that you guys have far dwarfs and far exceeds mine. And that is clear in every single comment section. By the way, the comment section that my friends and family, when starting out, said, don't read the comment section. Whatever you do, don't read the comments. And I'm so glad I didn't listen to them, because without fail, the comments are hilarious and, without fail, more informative than the videos I'm making. So I'll continue to read the comments. Thank you very much. Enough jibber jabber. Let's get to the giveaway. I hope you guys don't mind that I did get a little personal here today, but the truth is, the sense of community that I get from the comment section, I mean, it really is special. It really is great. So the reason I'm doing this is to thank you guys. So 15 vintage sci-fi books. Some are in perfect shape. Some are well loved. And one of these guys is on his last leg, but he might have 1 or 2 good reads left. I have not read any of these. It could be a pile of garbage. And if that's the case, don't cry about it. Don't complain. We don't even want to hear about it because you're not paying for it. Now you guys know that I don't ask for likes. I don't ask for please subscribe. I don't ask to ring that notification bell because, well, I think we've all been on YouTube long enough to know the routine. If you're going to like something, you're going to like it. If you want to see more, you're going to subscribe. So I don't even ask. Plus, I feel that I already have your time. I already have your attention. And that's a big enough ask as it is. I know how valuable those things are. So I'm not going to ask. But I am going to ask for this video, though. But only because 47% of my viewers are not subscribed. And I want to, I appreciate them as well. And the more interaction, the more engagement a video has, the more YouTube will promote it. The more YouTube will, expand that video. And I want to have the biggest pool possible for this giveaway because I'm thankful for all of you. So here are the rules. Number 1, you must like this video. Number 2, you must be subscribed. And number 3, and this is the most important, you have to leave a comment on this video. But I just don't want any silly comment. I want to hear your favorite old vintage science fiction book. Now, it could be a classic that everybody's heard of, or it could be something obscure, something that we can, something that I can find and review and we could all bring into the light together. But those are the 3 things, okay? I will randomly draw a winner on Sunday, the 16th. So Father's Day. So hey, there it is. Easy Father's Day gift, right? Don't count on it, but could be. Anyway, you have until Saturday at midnight to become eligible for the contest. And at that point, only 1 entry per person. You can comment as many times as you want. That'd be great, but you'll only get 1 entry. And you must be a U.S. resident to win. I thought about extending it to my UK friends as well and just paying half of shipping. But at that point, depending on where you're at, even if I did that, it still might be cheaper for you to just go buy all these books yourself. However, if it's still something you really, really are interested in, let us know in the comments and maybe we can chat about it. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate you, and we will chat soon.